feeling like we're gonna fight ya. Anything to make the crowd hyper. And I bring the fire like a lighter. I'm flexing on you suckers, this is Fight Club. Don't ever try to play me, I'm not with the fun. Rookie of the year, and I'm hella young. They call me Zombie Ray.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Dillian Whyte and Frank Warren. They had a social media battle, Twitter fingers from Frank Warren and Dillian Whyte, and we're going to discuss it. We'll get into it right now. It's funny looking at trails. All right, so in this article, promoter Frank Warren and heavyweight Dillian Whyte have begun a war of words on social media that could make anyone's eyes begin to water. The pair have been at each other's throats with insults flying on both sides of the fence this week. It came as Warren made post-fight comments on Whyte's horrific knockout at the hands of Alexander Povetkin. The Hall of Famer stated he had no desire to stick the boot in on a man who when he was down, but Whyte clearly didn't see it that way. Warren added, "What happened on Saturday is precisely why I was so keen on matching Dillian against Daniel Dubois. You didn't need to study the form too closely to see this coming. Dillian was down late against Joseph Parker, the same against Oscar Rivas, and now Povetkin. Add those two massive struggles against Derek Chisora and then match it with the pedigree of the number one in the world, Tyson Fury." You see some more there. And then Whyte fired a silver bullet in Warren's direction, stating, "Effing fish eyes," underneath an interview Warren gave on the performance. The body snatcher then blocked Warren, at least on Twitter, before Warren responded, "Good morning. It's Wednesday, in case you've missed a few days. I don't want to sound negative, but I'm positive Daniel and Joe would do exactly the same to you." It then got considerably uglier. Digging up ammunition from Whyte's past finances, Dillian said, "I may have been on my ass for a few seconds, but you've been on your ass for years." Rival Eddie Hearn even posted in the comments to give another kick to Warren. So you see her. Look at Eddie. Eddie just looks like Whyte sample quip. All right. Concluding the argument, Warren explained what the situation was to his followers. "Dillian, I'm more than good. Thanks. It's on record. I was defrauded of millions in the early 2000s. A lot's happened in the last 20 years, and I'm more than fine. Now that that's cleared up, can you please clear up whether your B sample tested differently to your positive A sample?"
Shots, man.
Not looking good for any of those involved in what has turned into a petty argument after positive signs that Matchroom and Queensberry could work together. That possibly now seems to be off the table as the reset of boxing world tries to fathom how these playground antics seem to be going on for so long. Hopefully it could be squashed before negotiations happen up for Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Anyways, fellas, Trill Dollar Bill, some interesting attire you have on. What are your thoughts on the social media battle between Frank Warren and Dillian Whyte?
I'm just going to address the elephant in the room. For me, still stings from last week. Still stings. Poor Dillian. Poor Dillian. Somebody, one of our supporters, they said, "Can Trill stop saying poor Dillian? Can he please say something else? What more do you want me to say?" Still poor Dillian. He got to understand. Listen, Caden, he brought it up a couple episodes back when we was talking about Rolly, and we was talking about, see, this is why you don't talk trash. This is what happens. When you talk trash, you open up Pandora's box for everybody to come out, everybody that you attacked it before, to come out and say something to you. And you can't, cry and say boo-hoo and poor Dillian because you brought this type of energy on. And, of course, The people that you have tormented are going to come back and torment you when they see that you are down. And this is just chickens coming home to roost, you know? So I see, you know, poor Dillian. He has to take this on the chin. Frank Warren was going in.
All right, G.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I agree with Trill. This is Dillian's fault. So it is poor Dillian. And the reason why is because Frank Warren's initial statement wasn't that negative. It was like, this is the reason why I wanted him to fight Dubois because I seen a flaw, right? Like, that's just, for one, he's, you know, Frank Warren represents Daniel Dubois, right? So obviously he's going to say something like that. I think Dillian took it personally, you know, and once that happens, then it's like Frank's like, "Yo, man, I'm trying to be a gentleman, but if you want that smoke, let's do it." And you know,
Translation: we can handle this like some gentlemen, but we can get into some gangster.
I don't think Dillian knew what he was signing up for, you know. So, and when you think about Dillian's career, man, it is pretty bad. I seen somebody shared like a video on Twitter of like. It's like a compilation of all the trash talk that Dillian has done throughout his career. And it's extensive. Like, my man talks the spiciest in the heavyweight.
Should have sent that. We could have watched that.
He talks ultra beefy, you know? And to me, it's kind of like, yo, Dillian, man, you lost. It's okay. Just fall back a little bit. You ain't got to disappear like Wilder disappeared. But, you know, stay humble at least for like a week or two. You know what I mean? Like, oh, man, hey, man, Dillian, that's the thing that I hate about Dillian is what I do love about Dillian. It's like, all right, I got knocked out, whatever, man. You know, he gets back on that horse, you know? And so it's just crazy, man, because it's like, yo, Dillian, you know what these people going to say about you. You know what I mean? Like, I was shocked that Frank Warren pulled the low blow about the B sample. You know, like, you know, if you ever like
Dillian went low first though.
Yeah, but you know,
Dillian went low first.
Yeah, you talking about his pockets, you know what I mean? So then he's talking about your B symbol. Like, but to me it's kind of like, you know, schoolyard capping, right? Where it's like, yo, this dude gonna disrespect my moms, I got him. You know what I mean? And you bring up something that you know you ain't supposed to bring up. Like, that's why you on EBT or something. You know what I mean? They be like, oh, word, why you gotta do that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
that used to be a cool dish. And then you got older and realized everyone was on
like, you know, like, you say that, you know? And to me, it's kind of like what Dillian's doing. It's like, bro, just for a second, stay humble, stay low key, you know, let people kind of like forget, you know what I mean? Or at least wait till somebody else get knocked out so then you can pop back up, you know? Like, if you notice, what Wilder do? He waited for somebody else to get knocked out. Dillian, you know what I'm saying? Now he out here with his guns. Like, yeah, we out here, player. But I don't know, man. Poor Dillian, man. It sucks, man, being Dillian right now. But I think, again, it's heavyweight boxing. Everyone gets knocked out. Like, so it is what it is, man. But now I have to be honest. Originally, I was like, ain't no way Daniel Dubois gonna beat no Dillian Whyte. But man, Dillian keeps getting tapped in the chin, man. I have to be honest, man. Daniel, he might connect, you know? So, yeah, it's possible. So I kind of understand what Frank Warren is saying. Like, bro, like, it implies Frank was saying, like, we've known this for a while now that, you know, you ain't got a sturdy chin. And he was like, yo, I'm confident the bar is going to take you out. And then he even said George Joyce. And George Joyce is dumb slow. And he's even saying Joyce will knock this dude out. That's crazy. So I'm like, yo, Dillian, yo.
That was some sauce. That was extra sauce. You throw some sauce for there.
It's crazy. I'm like, yo, Frank Warren, son, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, man, my life, man, how I look at it is like, yo, what happened to just, you know, beating your enemies with kindness? Frank Warren didn't even have to really address Dillian like that. He could have just been like, yo, God bless you, bro. Because you know Frank Warren's worth more money than Dillian. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when a dude that ain't got money is talking about your money, why even address him? They just like, oh, salute, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's not about that. That's not what it's about. It's about principle. It's about how much he was coming at Tyson Fury, calling him a runner, and how he was. It's
So
about the narrative he was
just getting off. He's just getting off right now. Friend one's like, all right, this is my opportunity to just bury.
You know,
No,
Dillian wasn't trying to let nobody get a one-up on him. Dillian was like, hey, listen, I got knocked out, and I done got knocked out before, and I might get knocked out again.
I might still be knocked out right now.
If you can't knock me out, so what? Like, huh? You know what I mean?
No, but you don't get to do that when you made fun of Joshua and you made fun of all these other people, and then like for you it's a different standard. But
No, that's fact. That's facts. Yo, that's why I said poor Dillian, because he's dishing him out, but can you take him? You know, and so. But he seems like he's in good spirits going back and forth, man. You know, Dylan don't seem like the type that's a crybaby. You know, I don't see him going back like, oh, they picking on me. Why they doing this to me? I think he understands, like, yo, I could tell Dylan was like me. He was a class clown. I put money on it. I just know. I know a class clown when I see him. That was him. You know what I mean? Talking the spiciest out there in the streets. So he knew, yo, anytime somebody gets a one-up on you, you just got to take it. You know what I mean? You just got to be like, all right, yo, you got that. Whatever, yo. You win some, you lose some. As long as the outcome is income. So that's all that matters.
all right, Ned.
Yeah, this is the benefits of being a trash talker, Dillian. You know, you can never take a rest, man. You can never go in the hiding. You know, all your career trash talking has led up to this. You getting knocked out and everybody benefiting off of your loss. So now you got to either take it on the chin or just stay off of social media for a couple of days, a week. You know.
He already took it on the chin.
You know, you know how it is, man. When people pray, when you got people praying on your downfall, and that downfall comes, man, you gotta either go on a hiatus, take a vacation, or turn off the social media, cell phones, and computers, and just stay in the house for a couple of days, man. Mind your business. Don't even look at the BT Sports and over there in the UK or any sports talk they're talking about or anything on social media, because it's not beneficial to you, Dillian. So Dillian, man, Frank got you on this one. You got you got roasted. You got beat twice in a week. So yeah, poor Dillian.
They got chin kicked twice.
First and second, now Warren. God.
Frank said, "Don't come for me if I ain't send for you."
You know, it's a interesting thing because like Dillian has his group of fans and people who rock with him and people who felt like Tyson Fury was running from him, people who felt, you know, I think a legitimate case can be made that Deontay Wilder avoided Dillian Whyte. But for Tyson Fury, I don't see it. And that's the argument I've been making. Like, yes, if you want to argue the WBC did you wrong when Deontay Wilder was champion and you will avoid it when Deontay Wilder was champion, I could rock with Dillian on that. But as soon as Tyson Fury got the WBC strap, like as soon as he got it, he tried to go for undisputed. How in the world can you fault the man for that and saying, oh, he's ducking me? Dillian, beating you gets him nothing. Beating Joshua gives him legendary status. And Joshua beat you. So he's going for the better fight, and you're saying he's ducking you, which to me is ludicrous. Right now, when you think of Deontay Wilder not fighting you and some of the choices he made, fine, I can understand that. 1,000 days, #1 contender, I get it. I'm with you when you bring it to Wilder, but when you bring it to Fury, I'm like, let me get this straight. Dillian, you fought Joshua, and Joshua beat you by TKO. Joshua got 3 of the 4 major titles. Joshua's the biggest draw in the heavyweight division, one of the biggest draws in boxing, and he wants to fight that guy, and he's ducking you? Come on, man. Like, that's how delusional Dillian is. And then he has a following that's like, oh, yeah, Fury should see him first. And I'm like, what? Fury should see him first. You mean, like, come on, man. Then I point out to people how he got dropped by Joseph Parker, how he got dropped by Oscar Rivas, how he was being outboxed by Derek Chisora at the time he knocked out Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora was up on the scorecards at the time he knocked out Derek Chisora. The guy everyone tells me is a gatekeeper. So you believe in the guy that was losing to the gatekeeper until he got knocked out, right? And so, like, what Frank Warren is saying is what I've been trying to tell people. Now, I like Dillian. I like Dillian's personality. I think Dillian's funny. He's one of those characters that you need in boxing. But when you start talking about Dillian and Tyson Fury, and then you're talking about Tyson Fury like he's running from Dillian, I always stated, come on, man, stop the nonsense. Stop the nonsense, please. And so now that Povetkin knocked out Dillian, Frank Warren, oh yeah, he was turning the knife a little bit. He was turning the knife a little bit when he was like, oh, this is why I always wanted Daniel Dubois to fight Dillian. You notice the level he put him on? Yeah. Daniel
Amateur.
Dubois. Right? Not Tyson Fury. Like that's when Dillian's pride was hurt. So that's when he came back at Frank. And that's when Frank was like, happy Wednesday, just in case you missed a few days. Like, like, bro, you were never ready for a Tyson Fury, right? And so that's when they got into that and that whole beef. But what it all stems from is Dillian Whyte creating the narrative, oh, I expect Fury to run just like that Punk Wilder did and everything, when really Fury wasn't running. The only thing Fury was running to was the money. And then I see people like, oh, this is a Fury fanboy channel. No, it's not. I've come at Fury before. Check the videos. When he said Joshua had his belts, I came and I deaded that. Like, come on, man. This is just tell the truth. I watched Dillian Whyte. When I watch Dillian Whyte, I see a guy who has knockout power with the left hook, a guy who has decent boxing skills, but I don't think he beats Tyson Fury. I know he doesn't beat Anthony Joshua. I already seen the fight. So why do I want to see him in the ring with one of them when they could be fighting each other for undisputed? That's what I'm getting at. And so Frank Warren now is coming at Dillian Whyte. Now I'm going to quote someone, a great philosopher, a very intelligent man, one of the most brilliant minds of our time. You shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house. And if you got a glass jar, you should watch your mouth. Like, a lot of people starting to feel like you got a glass jar, Dillian. So, either you prove them wrong or you start watching your mouth,
Please like and subscribe. Let us know how you feel. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And also check out our podcast on all major streaming services. Poor Dillian. This is the Boxing Bro.
Stop saying that.
Catch me creeping down the dark street. This is where me and the zombies meet. Guarantee we all gonna eat. It's Zombie Ray again with HD. I'm a zombie in the night, you better run from me. Zombie Ray in the house, you better run, homie. Brought a mask and some gloves with some thugs with me. I came to do damage, who wanna purge with me? Super Saiyan zombie, I'll be